quickly but thoroughly and get accomplished what we need to. At this time, I'm gonna ask Supervisor Carter, if you would lead us in the word of prayer, please.
My pleasure. Let's pray. Father, we just thank you so much for this summer day, Lord, and the opportunity to meet and just to responsibly lead this county, Lord. Thank you for each and every person here and the families represented, Lord. Be with their kids and their families as we go through this time of summer and travel, Lord. Just thank you for each and every board member here and our employees, Lord. And just thank you for the spirit of unity that we have this morning to go forward. And just give us discernment just to effectively govern the way that you want us to. Let us be Christ-centered county, Lord. And let us just do your work first and always consider your will first. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Supervisor. Next on the agenda we have citizens comment period. I'm sorry. The approval of the June 2024 board minutes.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned by Supervisor Carter, second by Supervisor Trainer. Discussion.
Yeah, on the last page, very last page. That's it. Second meeting, very last page. That's gonna be number 1. Per district to build and allow for 2 miles per district per term. I was under the impression that was 2 miles per district per year.
No, I actually thought it was 3 miles per term per district.
We just discussed it. We didn't take no action on it. We just had a lot of discussion.
Yeah, but that's what he's asking. What was that? What did we base our numbers on?
Yeah, what is the, I guess we don't have a conclusion yet, but I was thinking that it was 2 miles per term, per district, per year, not per term. That's what I was thinking.
I think we said on 15 miles.
I think we have said that several times, you know, like
3 miles per district.
misspoke is what I think can happen in the, because I was confused too. I was like, oh, I saw a lot of miles.
Right.
Are we not?
No, that wasn't, it wasn't 2 miles, not to build. You know, there's no way that we could do that.
Reclaim, we're talking about reclaim.
Oh, no, I think that was, yeah, it may have been 2 miles per year.
Per year, that's what I thought.
We're talking
To
reclaim.
reclaim, not to build. 2 miles per year to reclaim.
Yeah, I
Not to
think
build.
that's what it was.
Yeah, but 3 miles per term to build.
To build, yeah. That's what it was.
So that, if we stay with that, then that does need to change for
There wasn't a
consideration.
board order on that.
No
That's
board
just-
order,
no,
but
'cause
we
it's-
just want to get clear.
It'll be in the, whenever y'all make a decision, it'll be in the next board meeting, but on that one, it says no action taken.
Right,
So
no
it was
action
it's just in the listing, there was no board order, right?
So just to be clear, we're talking 50 miles of reclaiming over the next 4 years, Mr. Collins?
Y'all can get everything together.
Yeah, that's reclaiming.
If the money was supported.
All right.
We need it, I can tell you that.
Okay, so what was it something you want to change on the board order? Or
Well, there was no action taken. I'm glad that we are considering 2 miles of reclaim per year, per district. We are considering that, but no action taken.
okay.
That was
Yeah.
for clarity.
Any other issues, discussion with the board order? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Now we're down to our citizens' comment period. Is there a citizen that would like to come before the board for 3 minutes? this is the time to do so.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Benson.
Sliding in this morning under citizens' comments, the information that I bring to you this morning was received Friday, which was after the agenda had been put together. So I am here today to let you know that the Mississippi Development Authority has approved your application for the Mississippi Site Development Grant. This is a $2,518,380 grant. 2.51838. It will require a 10% match, which is $279,820, which will be split equally by the county and the city. And it will be derived from the leftover bond proceeds for North Star Industrial Park. So you've now got a second round of funding from the Mississippi Development Authority. It's been approved by their Economic Development Authority Board, and they have sent the grant agreement. It will need to be executed and then sent back to Jackson for MDA signature. So you've already selected an engineer on this project, so as soon as we can get it back, I know that the link is anxious to get this project rolling. We'll do more site development work out there, and Neil Schaefer is your engineer of record, so they will be providing an additional contract for that. But today, I'm going to send down $2.5 million in the grant. And then if you'll just let me know when it's ready, I'll pick it up and send it back. Okay?
Motion acknowledgement of receiving grant.
Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little. Any discussion?
We don't have to provide any additional funds. All that money is already in place.
Correct.
The 10% match is already in place.
It's already in place, and it's being split equally between the county and the city from the bond proceeds that were passed previously. So when you do the initial work out there,
That's all good news.
it is. Good things come to those who
Yes,
love.
ma'am.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much, Ms. Benson.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have Ms. Linda Roberts, Ridge Lake Road concern. Good morning.
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 Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
My name is actually Leslie.
Leslie.
Wrong one here. That's okay. I won't take much of your time. I'm a resident of the Ridge Lakes community out off of Rock Hill Road. I don't know if some of you know where it is or not. And this started, I know, under your former road manager, which is no longer here, but 2 years ago, the asphalt road was torn up to be redone. That was 2 years ago. It's been overlaid with gravel, but for half of the road, it is crushed limestone gravel, which is causing major concerns. Not just for me, but with everybody in the neighborhood. And I've done the research, and I can send you the research, but I'm not going to waste my time with all that. It causes health problems for small children. These aren't just college students that live out here. 30% of them are families. out of at least 40 apartments with young children. It affects young children, it affects adults with asthma, breathing problems, lung problems, heart problems. It causes gastrointestinal problems, not to mention the lung. What I'm asking is, when is that going to be fixed? And it also causes severe automobile problems because that dust gets up in there. It gets in all your electronics. If it gets wet, it dries under there. It's causing a lot of problems. Regular gravel dust does not bother me. It's this limestone. I don't know if any of you have ridden out there. I know they graded it actually again Friday, but the dust, I'm nervous. I haven't.
Take your time.
I just want to know when it's going to be fixed. I have a 3-year-old grandson. We can go outside. When I walk to the mailbox, that's all it is dust. And it's not regular dust. That's my concern.
We used to have a cabin on the left. We'd come down and split. Are you talking about the right or the left, or where's the property?
It's, you know where Joseph Murphy owns all?
I walked every road out there.
Okay. When you turn to the right, and you go on down, like all the way to the end where the
Big set of box is. At the end of the lake, and you got them down.
yeah, and you've got the dumpsters. Okay, we live in those first sets of apartments on the right. And from the bottom of that hill all the way to the dumpsters, it's limestone.
All right, out there, look.
Yeah. And if you go today, I promise you will get full of dust, even though rain, stops it maybe for a few hours, and then it's just the limestone dust I'm concerned about.
I think our road manager wants to make a comment on that.
Yes, ma'am. We are waiting on, that is one of the roads that we are gonna do. We're waiting on the machine that we got now will not pull the trucks and stuff in there to cover that road. We got a new one ordered, and as soon as it hits the ground, that's the first place it's going.
Right. And like I said, I know you're the new road manager, though.
Yeah. Well,
that started under the old.
It's complicated, but we got a machine. As soon as it hits the ground here, and they give us that little training on it, we're gonna bring it out there, recover that road, and asphalt it back in.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for your
Hopefully
time.
in the next 6 weeks, hopefully it ought to be.
Okay. Within 6 weeks.
It should be in 6 weeks, but it had to be manufactured from the time we ordered it.
Right.
So, if they got all the parts there and nothing delays it, another 6 weeks it should hit the ground.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank
nice
y'all
day.
for listening. Thank you.
Motion to acknowledge.
So moved.
Motion by Supervisor Graham, second by Supervisor Williams. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, next on the agenda, we've got Ms. Patricia Hobson, our Veterans Affairs Officer.
Yes.
With an update. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to all of you. How's everyone doing?
Doing great.
Good. Well, I've got the activities listed, that I did participate in this, tri-semester or what, quarterly report, I should say. Put on glasses because I can't see it back. And so, y'all should have it right in front of you. Let me get it out. Okay, you can look at the activities for the month of April, what we do with interviews, phone calls, and claims and appeals. And I put on phone calls, I call out to veterans, and I add that into, when I have to call them back about a problem, so I add that in. And then, excuse me for my allergies, I've taken something. It's not working too well. Then, number two, we have the outreach activities and, other VA information. And, you know, April the 5th, we had the Sheriff's Office, senior picnic hosted by the Sheriff's Office. Really, this has grown, from when it started back. I think they had another one before COVID or something like that. But it's, it was hardly anything there when we had it last year. It's really, people have heard about it, and it was grown increased a lot of tables set up for veterans. It's not just for veterans, it's for anyone that has, you know, wants something to learn, you know, how the sound system, so to let you know that there's a tornado coming. It was all about stuff like that, how to play pickleball, games, and so it was a really good, they had a lot of people there. And we had a lot of coverage with the vets too, talking to them. And then I went to this Columbus, I don't know how much y'all want to know, but this was a neat thing. On April 24th, that one day clinic they had in the VA at Columbus in the clinic. It had the VA Regional Medical Center doctor. They had one that's researching all this, and so he was talking to them. There's so many lists that you can get on, and I have a you know, a copy of all those lists, and I have some handouts for this too. If veterans want them, if you can get them, you know, if they say anything to you, just let them know. Just come see me, because they did an extensive. That was a good workshop. It wasn't what I didn't expect. It was you know, I've been to the VA clinic before, but it just seemed smaller. I thought they had a room in the back where, you know, they could all sit, because there were quite a few people there. I told quite a few people to go to get signed up, and they could do their claim there right in front of them, because they had the claims adjusters there. So anyhow, that was good. I thought very good, and I had saw a lot of IT Hall people there. They were thrilled that they got updated and were happy with their results. Okay, I don't know if they're gonna keep on doing this though. Through other, you know, areas.
Let me ask you a
Yes.
question. How often does this event come around? Do you have any dates scheduled?
Mr. Harold, I do. Last year we had something similar to this that they were having a screen. And we had former Columbus, Columbus, and we had Kosciuszko and quite a few other. And they didn't say that they were going to do more. That's when the PACT Act come out. I can find out if he was going to do more. He said he being the director now of this at the VA Jackson. But I could find out if they won't if they won't or planning on having any more around, and I will let you know. I'll call him today.
That would be some great information.
Yeah, it would be, and I'll let you know if what dates are going to come in if they're around here. You know, I'll send it out to the board and the military affairs if that's okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe we can get it posted on our website.
Yes, that'd be great. Okay. The national BSO was in Denver this year, so I went to that, and you know, they had about 560 people there, and it was great. They were handing out lots of things, new things that they had. They had the Vector Spec and Vet Pro, which is what regional office wants us to start doing. But I just signed us up for the retrospect, and I can't just let one go. It's doing what I want it to do. I can't just stop it just because they want vet program right now. I want to let my membership with retrospect run out. And they said it handles more. You can load more information in it, and it's user friendly more. I hadn't done it very much. Those are. I had two. Conferences to go to. And then we had next, and we had the webinar for the caregivers program, and I did write down a lot of information on caregiver support and where it can be found. So that I can attend in my office, just like a Zoom almost. And then, you know, it was, in May, we had several military affairs meetings that Jeff Donald held, to get everything ready for the memorial activities, which was very good. And I left you with the flyer, for, employment. I've gotten in touch with, LaShonda. She's really nice, so I worked with her. I was helping her with, what I would get from the, conferences about women. That's her project, women in the Air Forces, you know, and so I sent her back, they had a women's, group there that they had, that also presented presentations, and I brought that back to her too. So she's, nice, and it's been a long time since I've had one of these come up, so I'll fly her from work that win, and, has got a person that is dedicated to a veteran to finding him a job. We had one before, but I think she quit a year or something like that. So this lady really says she's in it for the long haul. She's gonna do what she can to help me, so that's good. That's just upcoming events. I don't have a lot of upcoming events so far. I'm sure I'm gonna get them, maybe a week or two before they come out, but I haven't heard yet. We do know I have a regional monthly meeting, probably in October, and then the date for us all to meet in groups from other counties. We used to do that down at Columbus in the VFW down. And at the VFW room down there, the big room, you know, where the VAs sit. So that's that is about what I've completed this year. So.
Any questions, from the board?
I just appreciate you taking care of our veterans, and, you know, people that need that, cause I've gotten, letters, you know, from people that have been needing it, you know, services that I've gotten, you know, little notes and, you know, inundated with, how well taken care of.
Oh,
So
well, thank you.
Well,
That's my job. I enjoy my job very much. And, you know, I'm working with them now on the screenings, and any help I can give them, I give them. I like to work with them, talk with them. And it's one plane can, you know, have 50 parts to it. You know, it's just, now they've made it little sections that you have to fill out. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, is there any way that maybe you can put the board in a group email, and when you receive information like this, just email it to us so we'll have it, and maybe we can help spread it?
Yeah, oh, that would be great. Yeah, okay, I will.
Okay.
And, cause we do a lot of things we hear about that.
Yeah, that we
you
can
should
help
know,
spread
yeah.
the word on some of this.
Okay, I'd be happy
trainings
to
and
do
things
that.
like that that's coming up.
Okay, well, thank you.
Appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking care of us.
I can ask you, what is that landline, like the 323 number? How does somebody get a hold of you without your main calling yourself? What's your number down there at the office? I've got a veteran that comes up and asks me a question.
It's 323-6155. I mean, you can have I put my cell phone out there too.
Yeah,
I don't mind anyone calling me. I really know a lot of the forms. I can tell them on the forms what we need to get started. So, you have my cell?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything else?
Thank you, Ms. Hobson.
You're welcome.
Motion to acknowledge.
Good move.
Motion by Supervisor Carter, second by Supervisor Williams. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Thank
very
you.
much.
And all of y'all have a wonderful Fourth.
You, sir.
Same to you. Be safe.
You too.
Next on the agenda, we got our tax assessor collector, Ms. Joellen Walker. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I am here to present my personal and real property. Do I bring it up here? Just place it right here, just like, okay. Thank you.
All right, motion to acknowledge.
Sorry.
It's been moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Williams. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
So now is the time, if anybody's got a problem, you come protest. That's what I thought, so. Cause I was telling some
They
people.
have now until our first board meeting in August.
So that's newsworthy. So if anybody's out there that's not satisfied with their assessment or their property, now is the time that you need to be coming and challenging so we can get it straightened out. Not when you get your tax bill now.
Right.
Thank you, sir. How long do they have to do that?
August, our first meeting in August. And that's when it comes to my name, I'm gonna discuss that, cause I have to run it on that.
Between now and the first meeting in August, if they have any assessment issues.
And you can check their assessment and see if it's an issue. Now they can come go through the process.
And for the public too, we will have those in the Chancery Clerk's office in the vault on the counter, so anybody can come in and look at them.
Certainly appreciate you getting everything together.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Next on the agenda, we have, Ms. Barbara Cubon, assessment change. Good morning.
You just leave them there, I gotta take them off.
Make a motion we approve the recommendation on the change.
It's been moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by, Supervisor Williams, that we approve the assessment changes. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
All of these are out of business.
Yeah. They tell
Next.
us after they get a couple of years.
I need you to sign something.
Okay.
Get started.
Guess what? Between some of this stuff.
Okay, thank you. I'll give it back to you after the meeting. I forgot that really good that you gave this in the truck. Okay, next on the agenda, we've got, Mr. Ryan Ashford from Major Design. Come on up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Great. How about yourself?
Good. We actually have, per the board's request, we've actually worked on some design, just kind of preliminary, early in the beginning stages, and we pretty much have. And then actually, I brought, I did bring a set. And I think some of you may have already kind of seen it, just kind of, so what we did, we went ahead and just kind of combined it in a PowerPoint, presentation for you. And we just wanted to see if y'all at least kind of give us a direction that you would like to head. Now, these are not final by no means. These are not final by no means, so it's just a direction for you. Oh, she just wants to work it out.
Oh, sorry. We got your kid.
Like I said, some of y'all.
No.
Oh, I was just gonna say, some of y'all have actually kind of seen some of this before. So we just wanted to see if you had a direction that you kind of liked, or just kind of get your thoughts. By no means this is a final at all. This is just kind of seeing how the board feel about the different directions.
Just to sort of piggyback off of what Mr. Ashford was saying, we met with Major Designs last week. I think it was Supervisor Trainer, Supervisor Little, myself, Ms. Farmer, County Administrator, and some of his personnel, and he gave a PowerPoint presentation on some of these renderings and some floor plan layouts and things of that nature. To back up a little bit further, at the previous board meeting, Mr. Ashford presented some numbers to us that some of the things that Archives and History was requesting of them to help move forward with the process and trying to arrive at a decision. That decision being whether or not they're gonna allow us to demolish the existing building that sits over there, or if they're going to deny that and allow us to partially renovate. So we're trying to work through that process. So we had this meeting last week to discuss some of these renderings and some of these drawings, because when he left the last meeting, the board sort of gave, I wouldn't say gave direction, but wanted him to sort of communicate with Archives and History as to what else that they needed. And I just heard him ask the board to give him some direction. I guess my only concern with that is if the board keeps giving you directions, we don't know whether or not that's the direction Archives and History
Correct.
wants you to go.
Now,
So,
what I would suggest is, basically, we would like to take possibly a new and existing idea to Archives. We want to be able to present them with something to look at. So we would recommend doing, basically taking a new idea as well as an existing idea of what's over there now and how we could incorporate it and then present that to Archives and History. But first, probably before we present it, we would like to get you guys, get the board's blessing and say, okay, yes, these ideas look very well, let's go ahead and present it. I think that would kind of be the next step, because we want to get your approval first, because the board decisions matter to me more than what, yes, Archive can go either way,
go ahead, Supervisor.
I was trying to get my mind wrapped around that, when looking at it, because y'all have got some fabulous designs. I mean, really beautiful. And, tweaking some of them, I mean, I could see, several of them down there. My only concern was, and is, that with Archives of History, we don't know which way they're gonna go. And I know that with y'all spending time and money designing, that's gonna be more money that we may not ever use or not need. And, when we were there, I asked you about figures for, reconstruction and new stuff. And I think that's what what we're waiting on for Archives and History, isn't it? Is whether they're gonna let us tear it down or not.
We're at the point where Archives and History asked us to give them some figures, either to build or renovate. That's the last communication we had.
But wasn't it that they wanted to know what the difference of building
Yeah,
or
but that's
tearing
the
down?
cost. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They needed a comparison with the cost, and we have not provided them with that.
But what is the cost of these designs?
That's what we're trying to get y'all to.
we're trying to get to a direction so we can provide
So
those
you want us
numbers.
to pick what schematic we like based on the aesthetics and views of these, and then you're gonna tell us how much that costs?
But I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think we need to maybe a clearer direction from Archives and History, because if we do, because I know it's gonna cost a lot to, for both of those designs, but we hadn't really had, opportunity to sit down and look and decide, think and decide, and everybody come look. I mean, several people weren't able to come, to look and give an input on what the design or what, wanted to be laid, need to be laid out. I'm just trying to figure out what we need to do from Archives and History side, like have a little more communication with them to figure out whether it is possible to really get it torn down, or do we really need to look at a, redo, or the numbers that you came up with that you had said, this is a cost to build and this is a cost to remodel. If you needed to submit those to them and let them tell you, redo. But I think there needs to be more communication with them. I guess what I'm saying is before we spend a lot of money on designing, that's my only concern, because some of these designs, it's gonna cost us a lot of money when they never even use.
There's a lot.
Go ahead,
Yes, a lot of time, my opinion was kind of left open-ended the last time we did the walkthrough. Let's have one more sit down with Archive and get some kind of answer. Like I said, just been a lack of communication, not by action or design, but just to talk to them and see if anything, something might have changed, or, you know, something. I'd like to have a little more discussion and see if they're leaning, because honestly, that day when we were there, they wouldn't give us concrete information on purpose, I understand, because it was just a walkthrough. And so,
They want the decision maker.
I would like to just request that we meet with them one more time, sit with Aiken, and it doesn't cost a thing for the state to come up here and tell us their opinion, and what, I'm sure the pot simmered a little bit down in Jackson, and they had more discussions, I hope, about it. And then back to the housekeeping, and there wasn't any Friday, I guess I got an email at 11 something, and the meeting was at 1 something. I'd just like a little more time. This is $1 million decision with taxpayer money, so I don't know if that was something we didn't want to have the media there, the public there, didn't want to have 3 supervisors there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Supervisor Carter, that, my email stated that was a very informal meeting. I said that in the email. Actually, we were to meet in my office, but Mr. Ashford had 4 students in his class that put together these designs, and he wanted to just take advantage of the opportunity of them presenting it. So it was sort of like a mock presentation for his students. And I only sent the email if you were able to come. We were not voting on anything. We still are not voting on anything because you all have to decide. But I do have a question. Since we did that walkthrough, have any of you reached out to Archives and History? Because we've been in communication, we've had Zoom. So I know what their last request was.
Which way do you think they're leaning?
Well, right now, we do not have permission to tear it down. But the last thing they asked us to do was to get some cost figures.
Do they want
But I
to?
knew last time he brought, I thought that's what he brought to us last time.
He did, but you all asked them to go back and put designs to the cost. This is where we are.
I think there was some miscommunication.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
So do you want me to try to schedule, because it was like pulling teeth to get them here the first time.
You did good.
It's difficult to get them to come here, but we could try to schedule a Zoom if you all want to do that, so you all can be a part of the conversation.
The one thing that I guess I don't understand, but just if you want me to pick something today, is that portico, and everything's featured around that portico should stay, it doesn't have to stay. And also the portico in any of these signs, like, where did that one piece come into? What's the portico discussion as of today? Do they want it, or want it gone, or?
Right now, that.
Their thoughts were, if you had to, they wanted, basically, if any part of the building had to stay, they wanted that front elevation with that portico.
Why is it not in the design?
It actually is in the
Which
design.
one is that?
It's probably in 2 of them, I guess.
There's one in there that really kind of reminds me of it.
It's not a drive-through, but it's there.
Actually, yeah,
It's there, but it's not.
it has a portico off of that one.
Yeah.
It is the exact portico that's there.
It's not the exact.
Oh, we can tear it down and rebuild it?
Yeah, if we're gonna do all new, we were just trying to emulate what was there, not use what was there.
That's so interesting, because, you know, from, I guess that's shocking to me. I thought, you know, if archive history is about the presentation of the building, you can't come tear this courthouse down and just rebuild it the exact way it sits, can you? Like, the point is to keep the historic building there, and that's shocking to me, because I would assume they would want some features of the original building.
They wanted that whole front part of the
Yeah.
building.
So what
And
we're-
that's what all this is new. We were instructed at the last board meeting to provide a brand new, Taj Mahal.
Well, let me sort of clear up some things. Yeah, first of all, I have met with Archives and History, in between that. But there are some specific things that Archives and History wants. And some of those things were numbers, and that's what most of the conversation centered on from very early on, was get together some numbers. My thinking was this, that as we develop some things that they want presented to them, and see if we're on the right track, if we're not on the right track, and we did have a conversation, and it was sort of a general conversation that this might help get approval, that might help get approval, but at some point, and I was thinking that in tandem, we need to be in constant communication with Archives and History, because again, this board can direct you to do numerous things. But it might not be what archives and history is wanting nor looking for. So I think in tandem, just the constant communication with archives and history. Now, today what you presented, if the board would like to pick a design out of this and say, well, this is what the board would really like, and present it and start working through that. But here's the other concern is do we have a budget to get to a decision? Are we just gonna unlimitedly?
No, we actually did have a budget.
Okay.
It was based on the overall cost of where we would be like from a schematic standpoint. So there was a cap on that part.
So what was that? Do you have any idea?
I have to give you that
I
number.
don't.
I have to give you that number.
Yeah.
So do we have a number at this point? How much
I
we
don't.
spent? I know the last invoice was what, 30 something dollars? Was it 19,000 and
But they, part of that, the invoice that we do have one, but part of it is, we got a board order for them to assist with those storage units too.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
for
talked
that.
about that, and they're gonna separate.
we need to make sure we keep invoices. Go ahead,
I
Supervisor.
would just say, I guess, it's back to that point, is none of these look remotely anything like Felix Long, in my opinion, and I think they're a lot better, but these are all new structures. In my opinion,
Yes.
this building looks nothing like Felix Long.
And that wasn't the intent.
I know, but these are way better than Felix Long, so I'm okay, way better. But I think these are beautiful drawings, but I need the okay from Archives and History that says we can completely tear it down and build this, but that is nothing of historic value, in my opinion. These are way better. So if they're gonna prove us being able to build this, that's not Archives and History, that's complete construction.
Archives and what we are trying to reach at this particular point is approval to demolish.
Yeah.
Whether we can get to an approval to demolish. And I think at this point, and Archives has indicated that they are willing to compensate as much as we would like. So I think at this point, we've got some numbers. If the board would like, we can pick a design and present to Archives and History. This is where we're at. Are we on the right track? Are we not on the right track? If Archives, if you can communicate with them and they give you some sort of answer, you can report back to the board, well, this is what Archives and History said, and this is the direction we would suggest that you take. And then let the board decide whether we want to continue marching forward, or, you know, how much do we want to spend trying to get to this particular. But you said that was a percentage of what the total cost would be, is what you're.
Yeah.
So
We'll get you that.
I guess, and I'm trying to get some clarity here. That's all I'm doing. I guess if the total cost was $40 million by the time the project is complete, it would be a percentage of that total cost.
Correct.
And what was the percentage?
It was at the
8%. Okay. So we just need to get some direction. I mean, we need to present what we've got, where we're at so far, if the board chooses a design. Present the numbers and the design to Archives and History. This is just me thinking now. Any other supervisor can decide what direction they want to take, but.
I guess what I'm trying to say, what I'm wondering is like a design, if we pick the design today, is that gonna mean more design work? Cause, you know, that you're gonna have to do to get there, you know.
Eventually, yes.
But what I'm saying, before we present it to Archives and History, my only concern is spending more money without knowing which direction Archives and History is gonna go.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Archives and History, if they had their choice, you'll keep the existing building that's over there. That's their preferred route, that's what they prefer. That's the number one.
It is.
They'll want you to
That's
keep
what
what's
they
over
want.
there. But we gotta get to a point of something that's of a magnitude that we can say that, hey, we wanna basically build this kind of building over there, and we'll pay homage back to the historical parts of that building by doing this and by doing that. But their main thing is they would like for you to keep it.
Yeah, that was
number one.
Initial, but I think what if it pleases the board, can we go ahead and schedule another meeting with Archives and History and have a discussion, you know, where we're at right now?
Okay.
Then the board can have better clarity on which direction we need.
It's such a, in my opinion, again, it's such a, that's a standstill. It's like, are we driving this process of Archives and History? You know, that's what I'm feeling today. I just feel like we need to pick something and deliver that, or they, you know, if they're gonna spend a lot of money, then they shoot that down and say, no, we're really not gonna approve that, it's gotta be more of this, you know. At this point, I just wonder, I think a sit down, one more sit down is good to listen to them, because that day with everybody just walking around, it's not a formal meeting. In any sense.
Yeah, that's my only concern is because Archives and History can tell us no. You know, and I just don't want to proceed with something that they're not going, you know what I mean? I just want to figure out what they are agreeable, you know, to do it.
And it sounds like we might need to get somebody from the executive board, because the people that were there really, they kind of work for the board, so we might need to get a couple of people from the board to kind of come
Don't we have
with that.
former representatives, I mean, one or two that work for the campus, that are local, that just come over?
No, they're all in Jackson.
Like, well,
I take that back, for the board, yeah, maybe.
Isn't there a couple that live here?
we know what Archive and History want us to do. There's no question. They want us to keep that existing building, maybe with very few modifications.
To the front.
They're not, well, if you wanna do some modification, they would say, do the modification in the back. Do the modification in the back, that's what they're concerned with. But I don't think we need to wait until Archive History tell us exactly what we should do. I think we should present our own plans, like what we're doing now, and let them make modifications of our plan if they will see a need to. If they see a need to make modifications, then they will call in and say, well, I don't like that, I don't like this. But if we wait until they start making decisions and making recommendations, they've already let us know what they prefer. But we should not let them know what we'd like to have done, and let them make changes to what we have presented. So we should present something, in my opinion, we should not wait. We should present something to them as a new building, new diagram, them come back and tell us that's not acceptable. That a few changes need to be made here and there. But I don't think we should wait until they keep meeting with us. We need to take charge, in my opinion. And taking charge means that we should present what we have and let them say, no, we don't want that to happen. Yes, we accept this, but we'd like to see modifications here, modifications there. My conclusion is that I think we need to pick a diagram and present that diagram and see whether it will be accepted or rejected or modified. That's my thinking. I don't think we should wait. And I don't think we should keep having meetings with Archive and History meetings, because the last meeting we had, things are pretty clear as to what diagram they want and what direction they would prefer.
So that was somebody standing there with 15 people standing around, like, I've seen nothing in writing on the direction. Have y'all got anything that says in that verbally that's written down for documentation?
No. The process, and I hear what Supervisor Williams is saying, but the process is, I think it's a consensus, Archives and History. And I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say the initial site visit was one that we gathered that the recommendation would not be to demolish the building. So that was where the initial stand of Archives and History. Our stand is we want to demolish the building. That's what our stand is. But in order to even have a possibility of getting to the decision we want, there are some things in between that's gotta be done before Archives and History will ever even make a recommendation or a decision. So we cannot just march forward with what we want. We've gotta work with Archives and History throughout this process and give them what they want and meet with them as much as we need to ensure that when decision time has came, when the decision time has arrived, we presented them with everything they need to make that decision. So that's just my stand. Again, the board can have some input and direction, but I just don't think it's gonna be favorable for us to just design, and then Archives and History. At the end of everything, Archives and History's gotta say, you presented us with everything we need. Now we're gonna make a decision on whether we're gonna allow you to demolish this building and build new construction, or we, after looking at everything and analyzing the building that's there, our decision is gonna be this. So we, again, I think we need to schedule another meeting with Archives and History and move through.
President, I agree 100% with what you're saying. I think, and correct me if this is wrong, so I'm not off on a tangent here. Part of the reason they're asking, the history, Archives and History is asking, is what they're basically looking at is what sits there, does it fit the need for what we're asking for?
Correct.
And they can't understand whether or not that building will not fulfill a need if they don't have something in front of them to show what our need is.
Correct.
And would that be a fair way of shaping this? So you're not asking to move forward with full-blown designs.
Correct.
You're asking to move forward with what our needs could be. And I don't know that this board has had time to even look at this to make certain that it complies with that aspect of this in terms, I know that our administrators had a chance to look at it a lot longer than we all have, but it might be fair to say that they may need time to look at what the need is, to figure out what exactly that is. And another part of this, though, is that need has to have a certain look. What you're asking them to today is, are y'all on the right track of what the look is? Is that a fair assessment?
That's correct.
Thank you.
And in addition to that, what I was saying was that from there, we could go back and basically go ahead and do a design that captures the existing building and how we could incorporate the need in the existing building or possibly do new behind that part of it, so they can kind of get an understanding, okay, this is how it would fit or it really won't, how much of it's going to have to be torn down for to really get the need of what y'all are needing done.
Again, I guess we could choose a design today and let you present to them the numbers and the design.
That's what we need to do. If they want to do modifications, let them do modifications.
And if you need more time to look at it, that's fine. You can, just let Ms. Farmer know, and what everybody kind of chooses, and we can, kind of just get that information at a later date. You don't have to make a decision right now either. So.
And in the meantime, try and schedule a meeting with Archives and History so we can have some discussions. I would prefer that if we communicate with Archives and History as much as we can along the way. They've indicated to us they're willing to meet with us anytime we need to, so that invitation is open.
But we're not gonna be doing full-blown design, we're just gonna pick them out, because I'm sure that a lot of them gotta be tweaked and maybe
Yeah,
this
it's a lot of
is just like a picture and like one of those floor plans and stuff.
That's right. That's right.
That's in there.
Yeah, we're not gonna spend much time on it till we kind of get the direction in there.
And do you have a cost estimate?
Not yet with those, but we will.
Before you submit?
Yes.
Well, I make a motion, we move forward.
Move forward with.
We'll set a meeting and get more consideration of this situation.
Let's meet with the board to decide on which one of these documents you want to select.
Well, I say that meeting and a meeting with archive history too.
There's been motion by Supervisor Trainer. We'll give a motion in a second, then some more discussion. Motion by Supervisor Trainer. Second.
Well, what's the motion? What's the written motion?
The motion is that we're going to decide which one needs to be light. We're gonna contact archives and history, and then we're gonna get all this stuff and keep this project moving. This is a move. This is a live project.
You're
We're
gonna
kill the project at this point.
You're picking the schematic at the next meeting?
Well, it doesn't have to be the next meeting, but just whenever we need to pick it.
Schedule meeting.
Does it take 3 supervisors to pick it? A majority of the board to pick the schematic?
Well, even the board, yeah.
And that's an open meeting, we gotta have an open meeting to pick it.
Yeah, absolutely.
By law.
No, we had to have open meeting to approve.
It would take 3 supervisors, wouldn't it?
We got to have an open meeting, just have a meeting. I don't think this is anything that we got to go into executive session about.
No, I mean, it's gotta be open to pick it. If it takes, y'all said it took 3 supervisors to pick the schematic, but the majority of this board won't, right?
That's with anything we do.
I think we pick on who.
We all need to pick a schematic.
I think some of the criteria in picking, one is the aesthetics of the building. Is the building gonna fit what archive and history want? 2 is the functionality of the building, the layout of the building. Is it, you know, and I think our county administrator has been heavily involved in sort of the layout of the building and how the function of the building. So those 2 things has to be top priorities in choosing a design.
I'd say the cost is the most important thing. So right now, do you have any square footage on any building?
I don't. I'm gonna go back, we're gonna go back and work on that. We'll get you the numbers.
So right now, we know in the construction about 3 pictures square foot, right? So, hey, so if it's gonna be a 10,000 square foot building, that's $3.5 million. I mean, hey, I'm just, so that's where the rubber meets the road right now.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna even remotely come, I mean, I think it's gonna be a whole lot more than that.
I don't know.
3.5, that's very reasonable.
But, you know, hey,
Yeah, I think I don't even think that's gonna get the dirt work done on what we
But
want.
anyway,
let's keep it moving.
let's keep moving. We're gonna meet first and pick up the diagram. And then schedule a meeting with archive and history after that. That's a motion. I'm gonna second that motion.
It's been moved and second that we, schedule a meeting with archives and history, simultaneously choosing a diagram or layout floor plan of the possible new construction. Any other discussion?
We wouldn't do that simultaneously. The board will meet first and pick a diagram. Then schedule a meeting with archive and history. Well, I don't think we need archive and history to help us pick a diagram. We're gonna pick a diagram first.
We can,
Yeah, pick the diagram.
contact archives and history, get some meeting dates.
I got it.
And we'll move. So all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. We need, can we set a deadline when we need to have, some designs, a design chosen? We need a deadline set. It's not that hard to choose, a layout.
I'll make a recommendation. Let me contact them today and see if I can get them to come to the next board meeting.
Okay.
And then that'll kind of set the time.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And I'll let you all know, I'll contact them this afternoon.
Sounds good.
Thank y'all.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have our road manager, Mr. Victor Goff.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. I think you'll have your report there. I'm going through some other things. We got we did a driveway approval to the property for Mike Parrish at 1095 Lewis Road.
Make a motion to approve the request.
Remove.
1095 Neely Road.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Williams. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Motion to approve, I'm sorry, I missed that part. 1095.
Yes, sir, 1095 Neely Road. Okay, next thing on the agenda, I need to get an approval for skid steer.
Motion we approve the skid steer run.
Moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Next, I have a truck number 150-161. We, need approval to move into our surplus. It's an international old spray truck. We'd like to get it in surplus to be able to sell that truck.
Make a motion we move forward.
It's been moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Williams. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Next thing on the list, as you know, we have still having trees falling everywhere. This board did a order to take down additional trees, and we've asked the board if it would to add about 75 more trees to that tree cutting list.
Motion for approval. Add those 75.
It's been moved by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Little. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, I got a tree of gentlemen came by the office the other day. It's my understanding, and from the pictures he drew, it's actually just on the edge of the right of way. And the reason he gave me for this tree dying is because the garbage truck had a hydraulic leak to occur in that area. And, well, no, that's not. No. Anybody else need one?
Yeah.
Yo, that's one.
Thank you.
And he thinks that spill caused that tree to start to die. He said it happened about 2 years ago.
Do you remember that spill?
No, I wouldn't even hear it.
I'd like to make a motion we remove the tree.
I'll second.
Within that motion, can we make a determination that the county caused the damage to the tree?
No, I would like to make a determination that the tree poses a threat to the county road.
Yes, sir.
That tree right there next to the road, if it falls, it's gonna fall right across the road.
Do y'all remember any kind of major diesel leak coming out of the county truck?
They have them all the time. They have leaks all the time. There's one on my road just there by my mother's mailbox that a hydraulic hose burst on it and it spilled oil all everywhere. Only thing about this one, the gentleman told me the oil just poured out and just ran off. So it's a hydraulic system on that truck, and I wouldn't doubt it that it had a leak.
But the tree is dead.
The tree is down, yes.
Moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor.
That's just in
Colony
there.
Road, on 141 Colony Road.
Second by Supervisor Little. Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Oh, I think I got a couple more things, but one of them is, and I was gonna pass out these. We have two fathers. We have two fathers. One of them.
Okay, we got enough.
Okay, I'm sorry. We have two fathers. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
And one of them is obsolete. You cannot find parts for it, and it will not run. And so we've asking the board to approve, if you all would, to replace that faulder.
Make a motion, we replace the following.
Alright,
Which one? You got two bids?
I got, okay, alright, let me explain.
Yeah.
Alright, we got two, I had to have two bids, and on the northern bid, it came with a bid for the one with the GPS and one without. The GPS, what it does is, if the truck slows down, the fogger cuts back. If the truck speeds up, the fogger speeds up. It's sort of like what the asphalt truck does. So, it's about a $2,000 cost, and I'm gonna leave that up to the board. Do you think we need one without or with the GPS?
Move approval of the fogger with the GPS.
Second.
It's been moved, Supervisor Carver, second by Supervisor Trainer. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
Motion
and
passes.
one other, this company here was about $50 cheaper on that machine. It wasn't much in the, but this company also services the one we have, and they can service the one that we got.
They got a, what, 2 weeks delivery time?
Yes, sir.
We didn't get a delivery time on the northern.
We didn't
Got
get
delivery.
Yeah, we didn't get one on it.
Which company are we going with? Is this the
Yeah.
one with the GPS?
And with the
Yeah,
GPS,
yeah.
that company doesn't have the price included in that price, so it's a $2,000 cost that needs to be added to it.
Okay, but you're going with this
We're
one.
going with that.
I'm sorry, can you repeat, wait,
The first one, add $2,000 to it with the GPS.
There's a letter in that that says $2,000 added on the second page.
okay.
It says $2,000.
This company did not send a quote with the GPS cost added in it. But they did send a letter saying it was $2,000 more. And this company did send a quote with the GPS in it. And don't look at your bottom number, Miss Deanna, look at your top number and add $2,000 to that.
Is everybody clear?
Yes.
Yes, I just wanna make sure that the quote,
Yeah.
That does make this.
Plus, we need to go with this company because Northern cannot repair that machine, but this company can.
That's her question, is the letter gonna?
Your quote
Yeah.
should reflect the
Reflect.
exact amount.
Exactly.
You shouldn't have an additional statement
Okay.
with an additional cost.
That's,
This person's
The
in
one
cost.
without, yeah,
we
without.
need a motion to withdraw the
Exactly.
last, motion, so we can get this done
Get a
right.
new one.
Yeah,
Get a
new
yeah, I need a
quote.
motion to withdraw the last motion.
So
Moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little. All in favor of withdrawing the last motion?
aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Now, Mr. Collins, if you would present to us which one of these pieces of equipment that you want, along with whatever added extra packages.
Yeah, I will
then
have to go
approve.
back and, yeah.
But
I'll
we
have
need
to
to
go back,
approve
yeah,
the-
yeah. I'll have to go back and have them to send me a quote with the additional amount.
Okay, well, we need, before we can approve that,
Yes.
we need the total of
No,
what you
no
want us
problem.
to approve.
I'll go back and have him to send that.
And we need
the same,
both,
they changing.
yeah, both companies with the apples to apples is what we
Yeah,
need.
yeah.
It's the other one, yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's it, other than, supervisor, on Friday, our mixer did come in. I did talk to one of the Caterpillar representatives, out of Nashville. We made arrangement on next Tuesday to start demonstrating the machine and training. The first, and one of the reasons we bought this machine was in the capacity that it was built is to grind up soil cement roads. So, Miss Patty, if it's with your blessing, we'd like that to be in the board's approval.
we'd like to do that on Massey Road for the extensive cracking that's going on. One is closer to the shop, the machine doesn't have to be loaded to transport it, it can walk there. Two, it'll be just a soil cemented road, and we can demonstrate it and train on the road that it was built to do.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
It's been moved by Supervisor Little, second by Supervisor Trainer, to demonstrate on Massey Road with the new piece of equipment. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
And that's gonna be all I got.
Make a motion, we accept the road man report.
It's been moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little to accept road manager report. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Are there any questions for our road manager?
When you start working on the 4-year road plan, even the demonstration is on the 4-year road.
No, it's not. We had to have a road that was in close proximity that we could demonstrate it on, so we wouldn't be all over the county, and I wouldn't have it. We only got about 2 to 3 days scheduled with this guy coming down, and so that will be to put that machine out there and grind that road up. That road is not on the 4-year road plan, because that is the reason we come back to get approval on it. That is just the road we're gonna use to train on. And when we grind it up and put it back down, yeah, it'll have to be closed back up. But it's a good road to train on. And the reason I'm saying that, Mr. Supervisor Williams, it's a through road. We can block traffic off of both ends of it, and the only people that have to get in and out is the citizens. It's not a road that traffic have to come through, and it's a very low traffic road. But and by the time we finish our training, the road will be grind up.
If nothing else, I have asked our road manager if he would so kindly provide us with a monthly report from his new construction crews as to which roads he's moved in on, what stage they are, time frame on how long he'll be there, his direction of travel moving to the next road with his new construction. I think that'll help keep the board enlightened as to when our constituents are asking us when we'll arrive on a particular road. We can give them a more accurate answer. So if you don't mind, if you'll start supplying us with that detail on a monthly basis, that way we'll know when to expect you to arrive on one of our roads, and that way we'll also know that the work is being spread around into each district.
And to clarify one thing, Massey Road doesn't need to be grind up all the way. It's just a little short section of road in there that we can grind up, and we'll be doing 2 things. We'll be getting the guys to learn how to operate the machine, and we'll be on a road that need attention. And it's just a section of it down near the poorhouse end, or that needs grinding. It's probably about a quarter of a mile, and that'll be a good demonstration area, and we won't have to tear up a whole lot of road to do it.
Well, I think the reasons you gave, you laid out, makes that road a good candidate for this demonstration with our new piece of equipment. So I think we made a good decision.
Y'all done I've got 2 more requests.
Okay.
One I think I've already sent you is 462 Jeff Pay Road.
Alright, and you may have sent it, and my phone, well, it's in the truck. The screen is black on it. It got hot Saturday. I can't see anything on it. I can receive a call through my headset, but I gotta get a phone today. So if you sent me anything since Saturday, I hadn't seen it.
Okay.
Because, like I say, the screen is totally black.
Understood. First one is 462 Jeff Pay Road. This is a lady that said school bus ran over 2 signs and both the signs are flattened. 462 Jeff Pay. Melody Mott's.
Yeah, we got those the other day. Yeah.
And the second one I had, wanted to ask you this publicly, is a private road. Gentleman asked for a culvert. He's already got one on the second culvert putting on to the rear of his property, and I came back, told him I needed to talk to y'all first and you first and find out the proper procedures, and came back to the cover laying there, so,
Well, I don't do that, it's not ours.
yeah.
Cause if it's a private drive, we
The
cannot,
address is 115 Augusta Drive.
we can't do that.
Was he wanting the cover coming
He
off
wants
the
the county to
road?
cover the culvert up, you know, I told him, I said, I'm not gonna purchase that culvert, I know. Came back, culvert's laying there, so somebody put it in over the weekend, I guess.
Yeah,
Can't help him out at all on that one.
no, we can't do anything on private road.
Okay.
Garbage service and limb service, that's about it.
Anything else for our road manager?
Like I say, I've been real pleased. Sammy Boy and that crew has done some phenomenal work. So getting compliments on y'all and your crews, and so I appreciate you.
All right, well, we're gonna try to keep it going.
Thank you, Mr. Cox.
All right.
Okay, next on the agenda, we've got our Chancellor Clerk, Ms. Libby.
The only thing I need is an order so that I can publish the real and personal property rolls that Mr. Jay's been involved with trying to get some.
Motion by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Little. Any discussion? Motion, all in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
That's all I have.
Next, we've got our County Administrator, Ms. Farmer.
Have payroll changes for approval, and there was two that I put on the table, for approval. I got them at the last meeting.
Motion for approval.
Second.
It's been moved by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor, Trainer, that we approve payroll changes. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Have fourth quarter, budget allocation for the Sheriff's Department, jail, and tax assessor collected for approval.
Motion?
Motion, so moved.
Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Williams to approve fourth quarter budget allocations. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Franklin Telephone Company right away on Crawford Road for approval.
Motion for approval.
It's been moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little to approve, Franklin right of way. I'm sure that's a utility installation. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
We have the engagement letter from, this is on the bond funds, we have listed here, if y'all have any questions. We have
Didn't see you back there, hello.
the engagement letter from government consultant, Butler Snow, and Attorney Rob Robertson, who will be assisting. We have the engagement resolution and the intent resolution for approval. But Mr. Nick can explain the process and the next step, if you all have any questions.
Make a motion, we approve. You need two separate orders?
Well, you don't have to. We
Make a
do it
motion,
all
that we
in
approve
one.
and move forward with this process.
Been moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Williams. Any discussion? Yes, sir, Mr. Nick, I'd like to discuss a little bit.
It's a good question.
Number one question, when will the money be here?
Yes, sir. This is the first step in the process, so we're a couple months away.
Any other discussion? All in,
I'm sorry, I was gonna say, this will go out in the papers where we're gonna do, for the bonds, and I saw the dates in here.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
The motion and second was for both, correct?
That's correct.
For everything, okay. You have the credit card charges in the amount of $5,404.39.
Motion to pay your credit card. Moved by Supervisor Williams, second by Supervisor Carver. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Have a claims docket number 3358 through 3714 in the amount of $2,997,345.88.
Motion to pay the bill.
So moved.
Moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Carver. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Couple of other things I also put on the table this morning, state aid programming project, Robinson Road, Moorhigh Road, and Crawford Road, for approval.
Make a motion to approve the state aid plan, project plan.
And that's for all the state aid money that we discussed last time. And
It won't take up all of it. It'll just take up, I think it's 1.803 and 47.
Rest was kind of, I think it was to get the rest, correct?
At this particular moment, we were gonna see what was left.
Yeah.
And then we discussed allocating it to Douglastown.
Okay.
But you know, that's for the board to decide, yeah. But yeah, one thing I did, let's get a motion by Supervisor Trainer and a second by Supervisor Carver, discussion. I'm glad it did include it, but I didn't realize until I actually read this that part of Crawford Road was included in this project. I thought it was B.L. Robertson Moorhigh Road, but I do see that where it tees into Crawford and take a right and goes to the county line, that's also included in this state aid project. That's good, I just wasn't aware of it. But yeah, anyway, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
That was for the state aid project fund.
Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you.
Also, I put on the table this morning, OCH Regional Medical Center, their fiscal year 2024-2025 operating budget, just, for you to acknowledge.
Yeah, I think I found an email on that. There was some.
Let's get a motion and second, then we'll discuss.
So
Motion by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Williams, discussion. Supervisor Carter.
Yeah, I mean, you're starting to see some extravagant numbers, and I think that may be, I have no idea, I think that may be post-COVID recalculations on their funding, but you know, that's what I said, at some point, I guess, with everything going on with the survey of the hospital, I just want to get an explanation for this. I see some 112% operating income loss, a negative 112 operating loss. Maybe that's a real number. I don't know what that is. That's extravagant. So a loss of 900,000, another loss of. Anybody on this board know what those numbers represent?
No, you need to contact the hospital. We have no say on their budgeting and numbers. We just have to acknowledge it. They are required to get it to us every
Yes,
year.
ma'am.
But, I highly recommend you contact Mr. Jackson.
You want me to contact you?
If you have questions, I can answer.
Yeah, I mean, so we're acknowledging but not approving their budget.
Yeah, what you're saying.
We're just acknowledging.
Yes, we have to do that. You have to do that.
But
Yeah, I definitely have a question. I'll just hang on to this next time we have a meeting with them and ask for more details.
And, you know, maybe when Butler and Snow report back to us, they will have dug down into these numbers and they can sort of decipher what we're looking at. Because that's part of what they were contracted to do.
So when they provide their budget with us every year, it's not anything more than just a help coming percent. This is all we get from this paper.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Two more things. I was asked to contact Slaughter and Associates to just get an update. I spoke with Mr. Nathan Willingham. They are moving forward. They've been working, and once we get everything together, they will come before the board to, make a presentation and show you what they have. I've got some things to them, but they are working on it.
Did they give any sort of timeline?
He did not. I'll let him know when the next board meeting is and if they are available. Well, I knew they couldn't come to this, but I'll let him know when the next board meeting is and if they're available or have enough, I think. Or if you want me to tell them time.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to at least update us to the point they are now.
So tell them to come to the next meeting. Okay. I also had Senator Bart Williams came by to visit. We want the board to know that he is here to help and assist in any funding. If you all have any questions, please feel free to contact him. Also, just a reminder, due to the governor's proclamation, we will be closed on Friday.
And and also, because I think the timeline that Bubba and Snow had given us on the hospital study, we should be, if we hadn't surpassed that timeline, we should, because I think it was, y'all remember 65 to 70 days?
Yeah, I think we did, but April 4th.
So, can you reach out to them and see?
That's all.
Okay. Next on the agenda, we've got, county business from our board attorney. Anything from our attorney?
We do have some issues that are coming to, hopefully by the next board meeting, that I'll have y'all asking, I'll be asking y'all to approve. You've already given me the authority to go ahead and be working on these things to get it to that level. I would also like to let y'all think about this. I'm not asking you to do anything today, but we may want to look toward putting a consent agenda together so that there's things that y'all all, that it's not controversial, it's not anything that doesn't just need to be done, but maybe it would save y'all some time and give you more time to talk about it. Just throw that on the table.
But we tried that one other time and
Failed
it
miserably.
failed because the supervisor
It worked well for a
missed
while.
some dialogue and questioned something coming up. But hey, whatever you all decide, that's what I'll do.
I merely planted a seed.
Maybe we can have a discussion and see if we can iron out whatever the kinks were. We'll try again. Okay, is that it from our
That's
board
all I have.
attorney? Okay, next we've got on the agenda, supervisor business. We've got on the agenda the discussion of the Bluefield project, that's a partnership between the county and the city. I think it's in your packet. Yeah, that's what it is, yeah. And I've asked the mayor if she would come and join in on this discussion. I think she's got Engineer Kemp.
I did, I brought all the smart
along
people with me. I did.
Yeah.
So I have, Mr. Kemp and Ms. Harden, our city clerk.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna pass out to you, or I'm gonna y'all pass it down. We've brought enough copies for minutes and for you guys, so, this is the application, which includes, if you recall, the resolution that y'all passed back in March of '23, I believe it was. And just to give you a little history, when Supervisor Trainer was president of the board, he and I were in a meeting that, Congressman Guest had. He does it every year, talk about the projects that are available and the funding and that sort of thing. And Supervisor Trainer and I spoke at the time about water infrastructure as being an opportunity. And so we moved forward with it. And so this resolution that y'all passed back in March 23, before you were on board, then Alderman Carver passed it as a part of a resolution that the city had as well. So this is something that is to improve the water infrastructure that is on the west side of town, but it actually resides mostly outside the city limits in the Bluefield area. And so this will be your district. And we have been very fortunate, and I say this with all gratitude, Congressman Guest has been incredibly generous with us. We've gotten several from him, and this is 1.9 million and some change to do this water infrastructure. When we did this application, the city agreed to provide the 20% match, and so we are on the hook for doing that. We have said we will, and this MOU is attached to this is part of it. That entire application is what went to the feds, went to the EPA folks, so that you just got a copy of it there, and I just thought that would be of interest to you. MOU is on the back, and that's what y'all had a few weeks ago or a month or so ago that you looked at, and we need to go ahead and take action on that. I know that Ms. Farmer is concerned about the amount of work that is asked of her, and so that was part of the reason I asked Ms. Harden to come, because in the work that we do for grants, I think this is probably going to be one of the simplest things, because our project manager will be Mary Williams through the Starkville Utilities Department. She will monitor all the work, make sure all the receipts match, all the work from the contractors is done, and then send it to Ms. Farmer so she can upload it. And then back from that, the money should come back to you, and from there, you cut the check. And so, and Ms. Harden's gonna stand up in a minute and go, no, you got it wrong. And so hopefully it would be no more than 2 or 3 transactions a month, because the project management itself, I think, is the truly hard part, so, or the detail part. And so I am hopeful that while there is a separate account, that there would be no more than a couple of 3 transactions a month that would come through this. So we do want to make it as easy as possible. I think it benefits all concerned, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, just like our $20 million raise grant we just got, you know, that benefits all of us. So I think this will be beneficial certainly to the constituents on the west side of town and the west side of Occoquan County. So it is my hope that we can continue these projects that we've been doing together. We've done TAP grants, we've done the most recent was our North Star Park or the North Star Industrial Park. So I think we've been very successful when we shared road improvements and that sort of thing, and I would like us to continue that. But that's what this is, and this MOU outlines hopefully fairly clearly obligations. And so is there, you know, I come to answer questions or to allay any concerns, and hopefully we'll guarantee you that we'll keep the work down to an absolute minimum for Ms. Farmer. And if Ms. Harden can help at all, she has pledged that she'll be happy to assist you in any kind of way that you might need it. And obviously Mr. Kemp is going to manage the project itself. So that would be the construction documents and the engineering and all of that sort of thing. So hopefully that is helpful. Anybody have any questions?
The MOU that you have attached is the same one that you sent previously?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
In addition to cutting the check, it also states that the county is responsible for recording the quarterly reports and all reports to DFA. So that's going to fall on the county.
Well, Mr. Kemp, we can put those reports together, so that it would just be a matter of uploading those reports. Is that
That's right.
accurate?
Yeah,
Accurate
we'll
statement?
provide
So
those.
it's not you having to do them, it's just you sending them through your email or your whatever
Well, I'm
it is.
just
No, I understand.
The way it's spelled sounds.
Yes, ma'am.
I just need clarity on the responsibilities of county administration. I'm not so much concerned about myself, so now I'm speaking to my boss, this board. I'm not so much concerned about myself because I do plan to retire in less than 2 years. However, this work is going to fall on the So what I'm asking this board today is if we're going to move forward, and by no means I don't want the city or this board to think we had an issue with it. That has never been the case. But this is quite a bit of work. It is. And actually speaking to a representative from Pickering Farm, it's a lot more to it. You know, now you got to get off into Sam's, and we do have Sam's login and all of that. So there's still so much behind the scenes that's required and have to be done. And I did see your email where you sent to Mr. Jeff. It was not intentional that I was not sending you information on this grant, but your subject email read Bluefield Stag Grant. This grant is actually an EPA community grant. There was no way for me to know those were one and the same.
Okay. No,
Not until I spoke with Mr. Jeff, who shed some light on this actual grant and advised me what I needed to be looking for. So I just kind of want to clear that up.
Okay.
Because I know it's indicated I didn't get it to you in time, but the language was totally different.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll be watching for those too. So we want to make sure that we can get the information necessary to meet all the requirements. Obviously,
I had no information. This, just in the contract. I mean the application.
Right.
Had not received anything from the city. So I'm asking this board today to consider or to compensate Deanna Collier. I'm not worried about myself. I will play a part in it. I will. But I'm here to make sure she's good with it and can move forward because I'm actually kind of.
Let me ask Mr. Kemp a question real quick. How long do you think this project will take?
We've not done this particular types of project, but I would anticipate it lasting more than a year and a half once we get it
That's what I was thinking, is it would be done, it's not gonna be, a protracted project. But, I would think that we can get started on it, and as soon as we get the information, get started on it and knock it out pretty quickly.
And just, I'm trying to understand and clarify, the responsibilities. The county would have to, one, open up a bank account. But on the other hand, you would have to administer the checks. You'd have to send the checks back to the city. But on the other hand, the city is gonna take care of all of the actual legwork, and so it sounds like that will just be an approval process once the legwork has been done and sent to the county, because we are the lead entity, because that's who the grant came through. And I'm just trying to make sure I can get classified or discern how many hours do you think is gonna be required.
Well, outside of her cutting checks, Dee has to reconcile a bank statement every month. We will be the ones responsible for the accountability of every penny. If there's a check lost or someone wants to get paid or looking for funds, we would be the ones, responsible for that. Also, auditing purposes. I don't know if you all have read the MOU, but it tells us we have to create a separate folder in Exhibit A to make sure everything, the documentation listed is Exhibit A. So I hear that they're willing to play a part, but MOU kind of don't say that. The MOU just put all the responsibility on the county.
And again, I think I relate to you. I can understand why the verbiage is what it is, because we are the lead entity. So that's why. But I'm also hearing that we'll have some assistance. The first thing the board needs to decide is this: do we want the grant? If so, we need a motion and a second to move forward with the grant. It's been motioned by Supervisor Trainer, second by Supervisor Little. Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. We now declare that we want to move forward with the grant. Now, what the board has to just hash out is actually responsibilities, and if we are or are not going to compensate. I think the board needs to know how much responsibility. And again, can you clarify just a little bit more how much time do you think it's gonna pull from D to reconcile checks, and check off on some?
I can't put a timeline on that.
We can work on that.
There's no way for me to say 5 hours to 2 hours. If she gets the bank statement and there's some discrepancy, she will have to iron that out. So I can't put a timeline on that.
I guess my question is, this is a county project also, and the city's doing it, and the city's paying money. I just don't know how. I'm just looking at it from a legal thing. Is that even something legal for somebody to pay? Because that is what our jobs are to do, to take care of everything. Is that legal to be paid extra, to do what we're supposed to be doing for our citizens?
Well, I did make the application for the grant, nor that this board, although it was made on behalf of October County.
But I see on here where Orlando was the president and signed off on us doing it.
October County did not make the application. It was made on behalf of October County.
I think we've done what you came today for us to do.
Well, the MOU is what we really need, so that we can have the authority to do that work. So y'all approved moving forward with the grant. I think we just need to get the MOU approved. Right. And Ms. Harden, Ms. McLaurin does all of our grants. We have 20+ grants or so, is that correct? And she asked her before we started this exactly, what this kind of entailed. And I think we came forward with an idea that was, it was 2 or 3 checks a month. So hopefully, reconcile, even I can reconcile, as bad as I am, I think I could reconcile that. But nonetheless, I think there is maybe some opportunity for you to work with either Ms. Harmer or, I'm sorry, Ms. Collier, I apologize. to help them with that, or get Joanna to be assisting with them?
Ms. McLaurin, handles all of our grants in addition to other, she keeps up with all the inventory and everything else for the city. But, we will upload everything into the SAMS and into the reimbursement portal for the state with Ms. Mary Williams, engineer, that will be the project lead on utilities. But it has to come from a county email over to the state. Where there will be no more than probably 2 checks a month going to whatever, if we have an outside engineer or consultant and a construction company. The check will be direct deposited into that account whenever the reimbursement is uploaded to the portal. And then at that point, or even prior to that being downloaded, the city will deposit its 20% match into that account.
Into y'all's account?
Into y'all's account, yes. So, but that's the way our other grants all work. But we will do all the footwork, legwork into the portal. It just has to be uploaded from a county email.
Right, because we are the lead entity. And that's, so I'm clear about what it is that's being requested on both sides. At this point, we need a motion and a second to move forward with the MOU.
Second.
It's been moved by Supervisor Carver, second by Supervisor Trainer, to move forward with the MOU. Any discussion?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, sir. I'll see if I can answer this one. I don't know, again, I got the smart people.
If there's something in the MOU pertaining to 2 months expenditures of funds after BFA have awarded those funds. And I don't know whether that's a misstatement or we're not gonna spend all those funds
in 2 months.
within 2 months.
No.
More like 2 years, I believe.
Yes, well, and it would be the.
But there's a misleading statement in here pertaining, it's all the way down to the last 3.
On the first page?
In the first page, the last 3 statements. Next to the last 2.
On the first page, all right, I'm sorry. Here, let me see if I can help
If I
myself
can read
out
it,
here.
I can read it.
Put my
May I
glasses
read it?
on.
The county agrees to expend the funds through city pay invoices within 2 months from the date of the receipt.
Okay, that would just
from
be.
the DFA.
Yes, that would just be the receipts that were received, so it's 2 months, you know, we have 45 days, 2 months to get them paid when receipts are submitted, so that's what that is.
Okay, get those
Yeah, it's
submitted
reimbursement.
back to DFA.
It would be the reimbursement.
Reimbursement.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right, did everybody get one, so you have reference, you got one for your minutes? We're all clear? Okay, all right. Representative Robinson, did you get one?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We didn't carry it.
Oh, I'm sorry, did you not?
We didn't carry the motion. Any other discussion? I think there's just one other, Ms. Collier wanted to be ensured that the county, the city will do their part, and that's, I don't think we're gonna have a problem with that, doing the legwork, what we just discussed.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But just, is there any way we can just ensure that that part is done?
Other than saying we're gonna do it, I don't know how to do that, but we will certainly do that.
I think we still just need, clear defined responsibilities. If the city is saying, all we're doing on our part is reconciling bank statement and cutting the check. Is that what you're saying? And then you all doing all the reporting, although you have to send it to me to send.
Right.
But you're doing that.
Right.
But you're gonna have it together, you send it to me and I send it.
Right.
But we just have the bank statement that we are reconciling, cutting the checks. That's it.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Well,
Yes.
I don't wanna get into any technicalities with this. Well, the city didn't do this little dot this I, so we're not gonna, that's not what we wanna get into. We're here to work, as a team. This is gonna benefit the county and the city. If there's a little something that was missed that we can do on our end, let's do it and keep it moving. If there's something that was missed on their end, and they, on our end, let's do it and keep it moving. I don't think we need to get into this technicality. If that, yeah, I understand. If that starts to be this big gap and responsibilities drop, then we'll discuss it. But right now, I think we need to move forward. Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you so much, and we will make sure that we are part of the recipients of the emails that you get, so that you don't get left behind in the sense that you would have to send it to us. So we will see if we can't get on that email chain so that we can receive it as well.
Sounds good.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your support.
Anything else from this board? Starting with District 4, Ms. Little, Supervisor Little.
I think we have covered everything I got today.
Sounds good. District 1, Supervisor Carter.
No, I should have done it earlier. This is now the receipt of the five fire trucks that the previous board and this board have part of, and what a big monumental day it was in North Carolina County. Not only that, but the equipment purchase this board's already done. I've heard several positive comments out. Board is being forward thinking. And second thing is fireworks. I know this year they're doing it different, but it's 9 o'clock on the 4th. It's going to be a cornerstone, a new park. It's going to be a lot more spaced out and spread out, and they're going to have all types of vendors. And I know the city's putting that on just for every enjoyment of everybody in Knoxville County. So fireworks on the 4th at the new baseball park down in Clinton.
Sounds good. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. District 2, Supervisor Trainer.
Nothing more than on our research, just mean that we're gonna recess to the 15th. There's gonna be an afternoon or morning meeting.
What do you pick?
Morning would be better for me.
9 a.m.
That's pleasing to the board.
That's good.
That's good.
Anything from 5, Supervisor Williams?
Yeah, I would like to motion that we allow our county engineer to advertise for the pavement of Williams Road.
Second.
That's, been moved and second. Discussion. Is that coming out of 4-year-old plan money?
That's, bond fund.
But it's coming out of District 5
It's
funds.
coming out of District 5.
Did you have 800,000 left over from bond?
Yeah, we got enough left over too.
How much that? You don't know what the estimate is yet, though. Is it less than 800? Just asking.
We'll advertise and see if we got enough to We got enough to advertise.
How many miles is that road?
2.9. Almost 3.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Anything else, Supervisor Williams?
Don't have it.
Nothing coming from District 3.
Well, we stand adjourned to the 15th at 9 o'clock.
We moved by Supervisor Trainer, second by right here. That we stand adjourned. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Outside.
Have a great day.
Have a good one.
Okay.